Hi, if you enjoy the experience of trying to find the best gear for your favorite audio listening, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and get the conversation started down in the comment section. Okay, so this is going to be a quick unboxing of the Galaxy Buds Pros, as well as a sound check and a sound test. I will be consistent as I have been in my previous reviews, and I will be using the exact same list of music that I used for previous headphones in order to cover these headphones. Everything will be set to basics. The device that I'm using, I'm not going to use any equalizers, no sound boosters, no any sort of Adobe equalizers or anything like that, or application equalizers that will give these headphones any advantages over any previous headphones that I've used for review. Most people have seen these headphones by now. They've been on the market for a while, and I got them free in a bundle with the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus that I'm currently using to film this recording on. So let's go ahead and give these an open and see how they look. So with the bundle that I received, these actually came free. And otherwise, honestly, I probably would have waited a little bit longer to get them. When they first came out, they were around $200, $230, I believe, at launch. Went down to about $200 via Amazon, and now currently they are about $169, $160 on Amazon. So if you're still looking to pick these up, I do think that $169 for these headphones, with as much features as they have, as reputable as they are currently amongst all the different audio enthusiasts that have used them, I do think that they are a good value at this point to pick up. However, when it comes to that audio, that's most important. When it comes to that audio, we will see. So the packaging here is relatively simple. Packaging here is relatively simple. You get the headphones there. They just fell out, and you have the cable, which I'm not even going to pull out of there. The charging cable. These do have wireless charging, however, which I'm probably going to use a little bit more often than wired charging. I went with that lilac purple. I like this color. They do have now the white variant and the black variant as well. So looking at the case, it is pretty small. Looking at it here in comparison to the Sony's, not a problem for me. I like the shape of them. I do believe that it's the exact same size as the Samsung Galaxy Lives, which I don't have. So let's go ahead and do an earbud comparison between the two buds. My friend had these headphones before I did, probably at launch, and one of my critiques of it when I first saw it was those really shiny caps. I am not a fan of that really shiny cap like that. Not something that I really like. I'm maybe looking into throwing a custom paint job over it that maybe won't interfere with the speakers on there, or the that looks like a pressure hole there. But if anybody has done anything like that, let me know and give me maybe a how-to video if you've done it and have been successful at it. But that shiny cap is a no-no for me. I don't really like that. This is how it looks in comparison to the Sony. As you can see there, the housing of the Sony is a lot bigger. And the fit into the ear canal is a lot more rounded off in the insertion on the Samsung. All right, so the unboxing is pretty simple. The presentation is simple. I do like that. We're going to go ahead and do a quick sound comparison with my test tracks. And for your reference, I will be using the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. I am a fan of this device. I realize I have not done anything with it just yet. It's already detected. Cool. Cool, I'm already connected. Works for me. Nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at my test tracks. For this test, I'm going to be using Amazon Music. If I go into my playlist here, audio test tracks, you can find a list of my audio test tracks listed on the YouTube playlist if you are interested in listening to my test tracks. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the rundown, and I'll be right back with the sound comparison. So what I will be listening to is Watermelon Man, Herbie Hancock, My Immortal by Evanescence, The Payback by James Brown, Rebirth by Bear McCrae, Forever in the Day by Freddie Gibbs, Heartless by The Weeknd, Set Fire to the Rain by Adele, My Name is Mud by Primus, Black Magic Woman by Santana, People Are Strange by The Doors. And last time I did this, I believe that I ended up throwing a few extra tracks in there just due to the simple fact that I don't think that I was getting enough of different representations of music in my first test. So what I ended up doing was throwing in some excess tracks in order to get the best out of that experience. So I added some extra tracks in there. You'll notice it's now 10 tracks instead of 5. I know. I think that's going to give me the best representation of what to expect as far as fatigue, as far as experiencing any ear, what do I want to say? Any sort of ear irritation with these headbuds and anything like that. Outside of that, you'll see more of my more extensive use of these headbuds, of these earbuds, when I do my final review. And I will be right back with my audio comparison. All right, so let's get into some music and go over my brief sound impressions of the Samsung Galaxy Bud Pros. Once again, I did listen to my 10 tracks that I have made a playlist for that you can find on my channel. And I'm open to any other suggestions of music that you guys think might be beneficial in terms of trying to ascertain the best quality that you can get out of most of these earbuds. So the first track I want to go over is Herbie Hancock. The horn sounded a bit flat. It's not a continuous horn that carries on throughout the track, however, so that could have had some influence on it, but it did sound a little bit flat to me. There was a loss of detail when the track got busy. So whenever there was a breakdown in the mix, when it got busy, didn't sound too good to me in my ears. Evanescence, the track vocals were a bit pitchy a little bit in the mix. Whenever there was some voice inflections with her, it got a little bit pitchy, a little bit unleveled. It still was bearable, but I didn't like that very much. And around 2 minutes and 28 seconds, 2.5 minutes into the track, the backup vocals were not easy to make out. Not very easy to make out. So again, that might have something to do with the details within the track. James Brown sounded fine. No problems with James Brown. He's going through so many different things within the track. Not really an issue. The backup vocals, not really an issue because that's broken down within the mix already. as far as the production of the track. But however, the bass did sound weak at times. Bear McCrae had very weak drums. Drums were not very good, and there were no separation of the instrumentals. It was missing detail, missing just a little bit of detail when the track got busy, especially. Freddie Gibbs was probably the most horrible track that was reproduced on these buds. It sounded terrible. Frankly, it sounded terrible. The sub bass was very distorted and kind of bled throughout the track, made the track nigh unlistenable, ruined the whole experience. So it did not do Freddie Gibbs very well. The Weeknd, the bass sounded hollow, and it bled into the mids a little bit, kind of bled into the vocals. Not something I really like. I kind of like my vocals to have a bit of separation from the instrumentation and kind of move out a little bit forward. The way the track is produced is a big credit to The Weeknd. He kind of makes everything sound pretty good. However, those were slight adjustments that can be made when I go back through and I EQ these headphones for a better listening experience and kind of see how far I can stretch it. That's something I'm going to be paying attention to. Adele, it was very bright sounding vocals. It lacked drum details. There is a drum that kind of goes in and out throughout the track, a drum kit that's in the track, and it did not have very much details. Sometimes it sounded as if it wasn't even present or a little bit faded into the mix. Primus. Primus is a dark sounding track. If I'm not mistaken, they use 2 bass guitars, and the brightness tuning of these headphones kind of made that track stand out to me. It sounded really good. Sounded really good to me with the darkness of the Primus track. Santana sounded good with the guitars. I'm thinking that these headphones do very good when it comes to treble, and when you got a track that is heavy into guitars or acoustic guitars, I believe that these headphones will shine. The Doors. Doors is a slower track. It's not extremely busy. It's kind of mellow a little bit. So it sounded fine to me. I have no complaints with the Doors. All in all, my initial synopsis of these headphones is they're pretty bright sounding. Vocals have a tendency to stand out a little bit unless there's inflections within the voice. If there's a lot of inflections within the voice, sometimes it has a hard time replicating it without sounding or coming off too harsh. So when I go back through and I do my final review of these headphones and I'm looking through that EQ and I turn back on that Dolby Audio and kind of do different things there to kind of make it suit my preference, I'm definitely going to be stressing these to see what kind of audio experience I can get out of there that will suit me and that will suit my track list and the music that I like to listen to. Again, this is highly subjective, and everything is dependent on the type of music you like listening to. Everything. So whatever your gear, whatever the cost of the gear, doesn't matter. It's all dependent on what you like listening to. And this is what I like listening to. So if any of you guys have these headphones and you enjoy music, go ahead and give my soundtrack a listen. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you came across any of the issues that I'm having, or if it sounded completely fine to you. I'm eager to hear your opinions. Thank you very much. Let's get a conversation started down in the comment section. Like and subscribe to the video if you can.